This is a WKYT podcast.
He's popped. The ball's picked up by Wright. He's running for the end zone. He breaks away. He's going to score. Jordan Wright runs it in for the touchdown to give the Wildcats a 37-30 win in the Belk Bowl over Virginia Tech. Happy New Year is Happy Blue Year.
UK all day, baby. It's right there.
An incredible scene playing out at Bank of America Stadium as the football Wildcats won their second bowl game in 2019. The Cats opened the year with a victory in the Citrus Bowl, and they finished out with a win in the Belk Bowl. Welcome into another edition of BBNTV. We're wrapping up an amazing 7-day stretch, probably one of the most glorious in recent UK history.
I know it's hard to think of a better time for the Wildcats. An impressive victory over the Louisville Cardinals, followed by a few days later, a thrilling victory in Charlotte. We were there for that one as well, along with Jeff Pecoro. He worked that game for the UK radio network, and if you haven't seen Jeff's exuberance inside of the radio booth, you will see that in just a little bit. But Jeff, how big was that win for the UK program? Much better than your dancing, right?
Yes, very much. You know, you look at what this team has been through, and this was a culmination of a lot of hard work. And just you see what Lynn Bowden meant to this program, means to this program, and what he will mean in the future. It was just a fantastic game by him.
So many big plays on both sides of the line for the Wildcats. So let's take a look at some of them for our UK healthcare highlights, starting off with none other than Lynn Bowden.
I mean, talk about the way that he just took over the game. And you knew this was going to happen, but the way that he was able to find running lanes, even though you had Bud Foster and Virginia Tech scheming for him, that was impressive.
I think for all the talk, guys, of Bud Foster having 4 weeks of preparation to get ready for this team, Kentucky ran at will on them. And, of course, it culminated with the 18-play drive that basically ate up the entire second half of the fourth quarter, over 8-minute drive for the touchdown. So that just showed you the will that this team had. They only had one play over 10 yards, Christy, and that was the touchdown to end the game.
Isn't that crazy? Well, you think about so many. We've talked about these running backs and how good they've been. We just saw Chris Rodriguez score. There we see A.J. Rose with a big run, followed by Lynn Bowden doing it up again. I mean, this kid, what can he not do? This was ridiculous.
When he made this run right here, that's when you knew that he was up for the challenge and that he was still going to be able to be as good as he was during the season in this bowl game. And then, of course, this touchdown right here. That's the one that everybody's going to remember. How fitting was it, Jeff, that his final play as a Wildcat was a pass?
Was a pass play for the touchdown. And then, of course, the cherry on top of it all was this play right here for the final points for Kentucky. I thought the defense did a great job, but the offense and the offensive line and defensive line controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides for the Wildcats.
And in the end, Lynn Bowden's last play was a Wildcat. As a Wildcat, was that touchdown pass.
And if we were to tell you at the beginning of your college career that your last play as a Wildcat would be a touchdown pass to win a bowl game, what would you say?
I'd probably believe you. You know, if you told me I was going to play quarterback, you know, I wouldn't believe. But, you know, they draw, you know, they get a lot of schemes around me. You know, that's credit to the coaches. You know, they built the offense around me, so I had to step up, you know, and I just ran with it. So all the credit to them.
It doesn't surprise me. You know, really, just nothing he does surprises me. You know, it just, you know, everything he does, he competes. He cares about his teammates, and, you know, you can't ever count him out.
And, guys, Stoops went on to say that if Lynn Bowden had played all season long as the quarterback, he has no doubt in his mind he would be in New York at the Heisman Trophy ceremony.
The thing that's amazing to me as a former player and what they went through is every defense is designed to stop him. And basically, Virginia Tech was in some sort of a goal line defense most of the game, and yet he still ran for 233 yards. He broke the record, most yards rushing by a quarterback in any bowl game in history. So, I mean, you're scheming to stop him, and you still can't.
And you still can't. And team after team after team could not do
it.
So what a special player he was, and certainly will be missed, no doubt about that. But more than 44,000 people in Bank of America Stadium. We were some of them. And, of course, UK fans everywhere absolutely exploded in those final seconds.
Yeah, this is the video shot by Chandler Wilcox for the Cameron Mills radio website. And watch the bottom of your screen. You can see Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart there celebrating with the other UK fans. Now, Barnhart usually spends most of the fourth quarter on the sideline. He's too nervous to sit down, so he got a great view of that winning play.
I think that just goes to show you how much everyone is invested in this. And to see this team have the success, you mentioned it earlier, when they've had the deck stacked against them and had to totally revamp and rework what they're doing, they deserve this.
No,
they really deserve this win.
They did, and I thought and you got to hand it to the fans, too. I love there was a shot, I saw it on some site, where Antonio Farrell was in the end zone, and he was standing there, and all the former players that come out and stuff. It was just a great win for Big Blue Nation.
No doubt. All right. Well, coming up, Jeff will break down some of the biggest plays from that big win. That'll come up next on BBNTV.
Big Blue Nation TV is presented by UK Federal Credit Union and sponsored by Central Bank, Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kroger, Papa John's, Toyota, and by UK Federal Credit Union.
Start your tractor buying process off-right at Mead Tractor.
There's a lot to do around your property in the fall, so get down to earth and tackle chores with John Deere during Gear Up for Fall. This 1023E tractor and loader starts at just $11,595, and this 5075E tractor starts at just $38,995, all backed by a great warranty.
So come on down to Mead Tractor. Let us help you find out what's best for your land.
Where does it go? Where does that go?
UK Federal Credit Union. Banking, only better.
You know who really loves fresh food? Amateur chefs, stay-at-home parents, salad lovers, barbecuers, smorgasborders, hors d'oeuvres, fondue-ers, and flambéers, midnight snackers, brown baggers, bakers, and throw it in the microwavers. At Kroger, you can get all the fresh you want at a great price with same-day pickup and delivery. Because we believe in fresh for everyone.
All right, so I've loved this feature. Jeff has taught us an awful lot about football this season right here on this big ball.
Yeah, and today we are going to look at a couple of big plays for the Wildcats from that Belk Bowl. Jeff, let's take a look at it.
All right, several huge plays in the game, but we picked out two. We're going to start with defense. And this was a play that Boogie Watson, this is done. We showed it to you first. Fast, that was irregular speed. Boogie Watson studied and he figured, okay, we've got trips here, and once the back in the backfield goes in motion, he knows what the play is. All right, you see Cash Daniel, he's starting to flow to that side as well. So this is the guy that is supposed to block Boogie. But Boogie notices as soon as this guy comes out, and he's going to come right over here, he knows what the play is. And watch what he does. He takes the angle to split these two receivers, and he meets the guy who's catching the ball in the backfield as the ball gets there. See, he splits them there. He's got free reign. The quarterback just lays it out there. And, boy, they were lucky. One more step, and Boogie goes to the house. But that was a huge hit, and it kind of set the tone for the defense on the day. The defense played fantastic the entire game.
I thought Cash Daniel had a really great game,
Great game for him. Really good.
And there were a couple of those tone setters throughout the early first half of the Wildcats. They came out defensively ready to set that tone.
On a kickoff, on the punt, boy, they just they really knocked some guys down. All right, offensively, huge plays. 3 4th downs, especially on that final drive. You had two of them. But we picked the game winner. Okay, so you see here at the bottom, what they're trying to take away is the fade in the end zone. That's why he's playing off. So he sees, being Lynn Bowden, that there's nobody in the middle. So he looks up at Josh and gives him the signal. I want you to run the post. Okay, so they're thinking it's fade in this position. So the first thing that this cornerback's going to use, this freshman, Josh has got to get to the outside to make him turn. And as soon as he turns his hips, Josh is then going to get on his inside and just simply run to the middle of the field because there's no one back here in coverage. Lynn knows this, so all he's trying to do is set up his receiver. See, right there, boom, he makes that step, and it's wide open. There's nobody in the middle. So a great thought from Lynn, run the post, and then he knows all he has to do, he said he's the best route runner we have, and all Josh has to do is get on the inside shoulder, and once he does, it's game over because there's no help in the middle. It's a touchdown, and Kentucky wins the game.
I have to tell you something, Jeff. As I'm watching that unfold, I was speechless. Rarely am I speechless. But as I saw that play go down and happen, I thought, are you kidding me? Like, we've passed the ball here and scored a touchdown. I was speechless.
It's almost the same type of play they ran against Missouri a year ago where CJ made the catch. When they came out and I saw the formation, I'm thinking, okay, CJ's he's easy one-on-one here for the win. There with no one in the middle. And the thought pattern for Kentucky is this. If we throw it here, what they're thinking is they're going to run on this play and then have to throw. But Mark Stoops goes, I don't want to have to throw it. Them knowing Lynn's going to throw it, so let's throw it here. And if we don't make it, we still have the run pass again. So there it is again, the final play, and this is one that's going to go down because, like we've all said, the last play of Lynn's career, and it's the touchdown
I'll
pass.
tell you this, too. Vince Morrow said earlier this year that Lynn Bowden has one of the highest football IQs of any player's ever been around. This tells you exactly that.
And he was also a former receiver, so he knows exactly where Josh Ali's going to be. But like you said, Jeff, everybody in the stadium, besides maybe Mark Stoops and the Wildcats, thought that was going to be a run right there.
Me too. Or if they're going to throw, you have Ahmad out there on single coverage as well.
Yeah.
So with the cornerback off, you're thinking, okay, let's go somewhere else. And he had Josh.
And Lynn even said in the postgame that he looked Ahmad's way to get everybody to start to move that direction. That's not something that just a receiver does. Lynn turned into a quarterback this
season. Opens up the middle, too. And one thing Lynn didn't do, he didn't roll out. He sat back there, took the snap, 2 steps, throw, touchdown.
How about that? All right, thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it. We'll talk more football with Jeff coming up a little bit later.
But when we come back, we'll talk about another big win for the Wildcats. That's next on BBNTV.
For official coverage of the Cats, including live game audio and exclusive video content, download the official UK Athletics app from iTunes or Google Play today.
Start your tractor buying process off right at Mead Tractor.
There's a lot to do around your property in the fall, so get down to earth and tackle chores with John Deere during Gear Up for Fall. This 1023E tractor and loader starts at just $11,595, and this 5075E tractor starts at just $38,995, all backed by a great warranty.
So come on down to Mead Tractor. Let us help you find out what's best for your land.
The way Bill sees it, a car is not just for getting from point A to point B. For Bill, his car is a reflection of his personality, his style, his values. That's why he has Kentucky Farm Bureau take care of his insurance. Because we're not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau, we're Bill's pride and joy Farm Bureau. My Farm Bureau. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
You know who really loves fresh food? Amateur chefs, stay-at-home parents, salad lovers, barbecuers, smorgasborders, hors d'oeuvres, fondue-ers, and flambéers, midnight snackers, brown baggers, bakers, and throw it in the microwavers. At Kroger, you can get all the fresh you want at a great price with same-day pickup and delivery. Because we believe in fresh for everyone.
Start your tractor buying process off right at Mead Tractor.
There's a lot to do around your property in the fall, so get down to earth and tackle chores with John Deere during Gear Up for Fall. This 1023E tractor and loader starts at just $11,595, and this 5075E tractor starts at just $38,995, all backed by a great warranty.
So come on down to Mead Tractor. Let us help you find out what's best for your land.
Tune in to the UK Healthcare John Calipari radio show every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m., followed by the Big Blue Nation radio show from 7 to 8 p.m. on the UK Sports Network. This week's play of the game is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Crossover dribble, drives on Wara, flips up a runner, comes up short, rebound Richards, goes up and puts it in and got fouled. Counted for Nick Richards and a foul on Williams.
Nick Richards with one of several big plays for the basketball Cats in their win over the Louisville Cardinals as they finished up 2019 in a big way. The Cats got a huge game from Tyrese Maxey, but it was Richards showing a kind of fire that maybe the fans haven't seen from him just yet.
Absolutely. It was great to see that from Nick. Louisville had a 21-20 first half lead, but Kentucky ended the half on an 11-4 run. Maxey 3 for 4 from 3 in the first half. A game-high 13 points, 4 rebounds for him. 32-24 Kentucky at the break. The Cards would then take the lead. Stephen Enoch with just his 5th made 3 of the season. First lead for Louisville since 15-14. Just over 90 seconds to play. Maxey not playing like a freshman under pressure. Puts the Cats back in front, 57-55. 30 seconds left. Cats feeding the big man with a hot hand. Maxey finding Nick Richards right there. And then Louisville calls a timeout. It was 61-59 going down to the wire. And that right there was the tip in that should have gone in by Keon Brooks at the buzzer of regulation. It did not go in. So we go to overtime here. And this is something like the dream game. First one to go to overtime since the dream game back in '83. Extra time, Nick Richards scores 5 straight for the Wildcats and 1. He would score 7 of his 13 points in that OT period. And then after 6 straight free throws, Hagan seals the deal with a breakaway dunk. And it was 78-70, the final score there. How about that?
Well, that's how you finish a game.
That is how you finish a game. And the way that we talked about Nick Richards, it was really the OT period that he really came to life and really stepped up for his team.
I wasn't sure how I felt about Kentucky going into an overtime with Louisville, especially with some foul trouble, a couple different things like that were coming into play that were making me very uncomfortable about an extra period there. But I think we learned a lot about Kentucky, or hopefully they learned an awful lot about themselves, that they really turned a corner here. I think that this is where they knew you can play with some of the best in the country, and you just started to see it really come together in this game.
I thought it was key when Jordan Wara hit the 3 and Louisville went up by 4 in OT. Usually that's the end of the game.
Yeah.
But the Wildcats were able to fight back and obviously get the win.
Still no clue how that Keon Brooks bucket did not go down.
Should have went in, shouldn't it?
Unreal.
All right, keep it here on the UK Sports Network.
The UK women have started SEC action. We'll check in on that coming up next.
Start your tractor buying process off-right at Mead Tractor.
There's a lot to do around your property in the fall, so get down to earth and tackle chores with John Deere during Gear Up for Fall. This 1023E tractor and loader starts at just $11,595, and this 5075E tractor starts at just $38,995, all backed by a great warranty.
So come on down to Mead Tractor. Let us help you find out what's best for your land.
Oh, wow, new Toyota? Yeah, we got a great deal at Toyotathon.
Yeah.
Welcome to the final days of Toyotathon.
We made it.
Yeah, we did.
Now get $1,750 total customer cash on an adventurous new 2019 RAV4. Lease one for $189 a month. Or get $2,500 cash on an aggressively sophisticated Highlander.
Toyotathon is on, but it all ends January 6th.
Toyota, let's go places.
Where does it go? Where does that go?
UK Federal Credit Union. Banking, only better.
Start your tractor buying process off-right at Mead Tractor.
There's a lot to do around your property in the fall, so get down to earth and tackle chores with John Deere during Gear Up for Fall. This 1023E tractor and loader starts at just $11,595, and this 5075E tractor starts at just $38,995, all backed by a great warranty.
So come on down to Mead Tractor. Let us help you find out what's best for your land.
UK Sports and Campus Marketing would like to thank our official Cornerstone partners. Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics. And Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
The UK women finished non-conference play 11-1, and now the road gets a lot tougher.
Oh, indeed it does. Not only did the Wildcats open their SEC schedule, but they had to travel to South Carolina.
A tough start for the Wildcats. Ryan Howard trapped at midcourt here. Carolina comes away with it. Tyasha Harris with the easy layup makes it 9-2 Carolina. That was a kind of a tone setter. Timeout Kentucky. Ryan Howard was the only offense, though, early on for the Cats on Thursday night. Howard gets the loose ball, gets the 3 to go. She had 13 of the Cats' first 19 points. Dawn Staley, look at those fashionable eyeglasses. I think she's trying to copy Matthew Mitchell this season.
Indeed.
She would see her team pressure UK all night long. Here, Howard gets loose for another 3. She had 28 points, so a good night for Howard, but the Gamecocks shot 61% from the floor with shots in the paint like that one right there. South Carolina blast Kentucky 99-27. Not an easy way, like I said, Christy, to start off conference play, 99-72. Not an easy way to start conference play against the 4th-ranked team in the country.
Well, this is one of the toughest women's basketball conferences in the country, and so you're going to go on you're now starting a Sunday-Thursday schedule of this being a real grind in the SEC, no doubt about that. But really, Kentucky struggled with their pressure, and this is something that they're going to have to get fixed. They're going to have to figure out who can handle that pressure. Chastity Patterson is now into the lineup for the Cats. She's only her second game since becoming eligible for them as a transfer, so will be very interesting to see how she starts to settle in, because she is a player that absolutely can handle that pressure for Kentucky. So they're going to have to get that figured out, and they're going to have to find more offense besides Ryan Howard.
And you got Tennessee right there coming up.
Coming up Sunday. It's a tough road when you're in the SEC, no doubt about it. All right, when we come back, we'll talk more Kentucky football.
With a look ahead to the future. That's next right here on BBNTV.
For complete coverage of the Cats, like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and on Twitter.
Start your tractor buying process off right at Me Tractor.
There's a lot to do around your property in the fall, so get down to earth and tackle chores with John Deere during Gear Up for Fall. This 1023E tractor and loader starts at just $11,595, and this 5075E tractor starts at just $38,995, all backed by a great warranty.
So come on down to Me Tractor. Let us help you find out what's best for your land.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it.
You have to be there, face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
John and Mindy carved their names on it when they moved in 2007. They hung a tire swing from it when the kids were born. And it's always been third base in the family wiffle ball games. And when that old oak dropped a limb on the roof, they were glad we're not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. But don't worry, John and Mindy, Farm Bureau.
Our Farm Bureau.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Join Dave Baker and Rex Chapman for Don Franklin Auto Countdown to Tip-Off coverage of Kentucky basketball. 90 minutes before every game on the UK Sports Network. Under the Hood is sponsored by Paul Miller Ford.
We'll go to the hotel, and the hotel will just be where our meal is. And so we'll have things such as broccoli, chicken, fillets.
That's me.
The best thing is a pasta bar, and that's the number one thing. And so that's what, as soon as you get off the bus, that's what everybody races to, is the pasta bar. Because you got to be the first in line, because there are usually only 3 stoves that they use. And so you got to be the first in line to get it first.
Well, the fellas eat well.
Boy, have times changed.
You guys didn't have the pasta bar?
We did not
Yeah,
have it. We had a salad bar, and we had ice cream. But,
well,
no, not the other stuff.
Not quite like that. Yeah, a little different. Well, just like last season, the football Wildcats are going to say goodbye to some very talented teammates after the Belk Bowl, and chief among them is Lynn Bowden.
Yeah, you have other seniors, though, Cash Daniel, Logan Stenberg, a lot of guys that you're going to say goodbye to. But, Jeff, there's a lot of good guys and a very talented roster that's going to return next season.
Yeah, let's start with the offense. Terry Wilson, he's going to be – they will never be in the situation again under Mark Stoops that they were this year, because next year Terry's back. Sawyer Smith is back. Both of those guys now, Sawyer's already 100%. Plus, you got Bo Allen coming in. You got Scalzo coming off his injury. So they're very deep and talented there. All three of the running backs, plus two more guys who scored. So you have five guys who scored touchdown running the ball. The offensive line, yes, you lose Logan and Makes, but other than that, 6 of your top 8 guys coming back on that offensive line. Many people thought on the defensive side it was going to be a down year because you lost so much. I thought the defense really stepped up. You got some talented guys coming back on that defense.
Well, I think that goes to show you, too, we've talked about player development and what happens here at the University of Kentucky. This defense is a prime example. It doesn't matter. Next man up.
I'll tell you, the sophomore class, that's that guy, Square, Oates, those guys, that is a very talented class. Devontae Robinson's back. Plus, the entire freshman class this year redshirted. That's amazing.
And here's what's also fun to think about. This was supposed to be that transition year from last year's team to the recruiting class they have coming in, and they still managed 8 games with the group that they have right now.
It's going to be fun next year, that's for sure.
I can't wait. I'll start to be jonesing for some football here before we know it. So, yeah, I'm excited already. All right, well, that's going to do it. Hard to believe this is our first show of the new decade.
It is our first show of the new decade. All right, we're going to leave you, though, with a taste of how things looked from the booth cam as the Wildcats finish their comeback in Charlotte.
My favorite part is Jeff.
Yeah, this guy over here, you're going to see him with his fun dance. How did you guys react?
I was in tears. I told you, I was speechless.
Quiet. I was in
tears.
The press box.
Well, this is going to
you
be
had
cool.
to be.
Enjoy.
It's good. It's good.
BBNTV next week.
Bowden retreats, blitz coming, he steps up, he's going to run, he's going to make it, he's across the 50, down the far sideline 40, across the 30, 25, cuts right at the 20, 15, 10, breaks another tackle, touchdown, Kentucky! Lynn Bowden, 61 yards for 6.
How incredible was that run by that young man?
Lynn Bowden takes the snap, he drops, he throws over the middle of the field, man out there,
oh my goodness!
Kentucky! It's Josh Ali to tie the game! Lynn Bowden just lobbed it up for Ali, who ran under it. Oh my goodness!
And next to us, the coach's booth, they're going absolutely wild. What a great call! What a sensational call!
31-30, the Wildcats lead. 4 seconds left in the Belk Bowl. Hooker from the shotgun, trips to the right, one wide out left. He drops. He throws over the middle. There's the catch. There's the lateral to Hazelton. Another lateral to the near side to Mitchell. He pitches it back to Hooker. He's off. The ball's picked up by Wright. He's running for the end zone. He breaks away. He's going to score. Jordan Wright runs it in for the touchdown to give the Wildcats a 37-30 win in the Belk Bowl over Virginia Tech. Happy New Year is Happy Blue Year.
Big Blue Nation TV was presented by UK Federal Credit Union and sponsored by Central Bank, Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kroger, Papa John's, Toyota, and by UK Federal Credit Union. Tune in to the UK Healthcare John Calipari radio show every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. on the UK Sports Network.